Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Roden, and in today's video, we're going to be going over how to build a Hyundai Genesis Coupe. This applies to both the BK1 and BK2, although some of the front and the front end cosmetic mods, I guess you could say, will have to obviously be different depending on which one that you go for. I'm going to be listing the BK1 front end cosmetic mods, but again, if you have a BK2, you might have to change it up a little bit and find the BK2 equivalent of whatever it is that we're talking about for the BK1. At least for just the front end cosmetics, everything else should be exactly the same. Also, we are going to be going with the 2.0 turbo for the performance mods, so if you have the 3.0 or 3.8 liter, it's going to be a little bit different, obviously, there as well, because there's other different things there. But yeah, this series is pretty much the way it works is I go over the exterior mods and how much they cost, the interior mods and how much they cost, and the performance mods and how much they cost to get your perfect street car build. We never lean in one direction. We don't do like a strictly drift build, a strictly time attack build, a strictly drag build, or whatever like that. We just give it a good starting base. That way you can do whatever you want after you do the first mods or whatever. These are just not mods that make it look nice, handle nice, be a little bit faster, be a little bit overall just cooler, and just a nice fun car to own. But again, if you want to go for some specific way, you absolutely could do that. Also, huge shout out to Alex Martini. He is the one that came up with this idea on the whole how to build series on YouTube. I'm just giving it the old Mark Roden take on it, okay? Alright, media of the day is Baldur's Gate 3. It's a nerd game, I'm not gonna lie. It's like based on Dungeons and Dragons or something. I never played Dungeons and Dragons in my life, but I did play this the other day on my channel, Giggity Plays, where I play through video games. Shameless plug. And I actually enjoyed it. It was actually a pretty fun game, so go play it if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's get right into it with how to build the perfect Hyundai Genesis Coupe. I forgot to mention this in the intro, but all the prices for the cars on today's list, or all the mods, or whatever you want to say, on today's list is implying that you are going to do the work yourself, unless I say otherwise. If you plan on having a professional install it, no judgment here, but expect to pay literally double to triple the cost of this entire build if you're going to be bringing it to a professional, okay? So I want to make that crystal clear before we get into it, that way people are aware, but that all these prices are just the price for the parts, and then you would put them on yourself. All right, either way, in order to begin modding your Hyundai Genesis Coupe, first thing you got to do is obviously buy a Hyundai Genesis Coupe. And like I said, we're going to be buying a BK1 2.0 turbo. So for a BK1 2.0 turbo Genesis Coupe, the cost of the car I put as right around $5,000. I think you could easily find a BK1 2.0T for $5K, and no, all day long, no big problems there. So that's the cost of the car. But let's get into the exterior mods first, because I like exterior mods the most because I am a racer. And on top of that, they're fun to talk about. First off, for the exterior mods would be the K2 Industries front lip for around $90. Again, BK2 owners, keep in mind that all the front end stuff here for the exterior will have to be shifted to fit the BK2. Nonetheless, yeah, this is a front lip. It's not like a front splitter, it's just a lip. It just adds a little bit of a nice aggressive, makes the front bumper look a little bit more aggressive. For $90, you can't really beat it. Next up would be the Icon Motorsports grill for around $50. Pretty much all this does is gets rid of all that like meshing in there and makes it almost look like, you know, you can see, I mean, you can see it on screen, but you know, there's a lot of grills, aftermarket grills, make it look like it's almost like a black hole. That's what this does. Next up would be the Spec D headlights for $280. A little bit expensive for sure for one of these mods. Most of the exterior mods are always cheap on my channel because, well, they're just cheap. They're not really that expensive. But the headlights are always not really, because they kind of need to be a little bit more expensive. And the Spec D headlights make it look really nice and aggressive in the front, so I would absolutely put this on there for only around $300. I mean, you can't really beat it. Next up is the CK style side skirts for $120. Again, it kind of just fills out that nice little nice little like front lip addition that it gives out. It just kind of fills out the rest of the side there, so it looks nice and even across the front and the side while not making it look too racer. Next up would be the Carbon Creations rear diffuser for around $430. It's very expensive, obviously, but it's a rear diffuser. The diffusers are for some reason always expensive. I don't know why. Rear diffusers are always more expensive than the rest of the exterior mods, but this rear diffuser looks incredible in my opinion. There are a couple out there that I think look horrible. This is not one of them. This looks really, just fits in with the car perfectly while also looking really nice and aggressive. Next up would be the Spec D taillights as well for around $300. Just like with the headlights, I would 100% do Spec D. I just think makes really good lighting, I guess, for the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Now there is two kinds of the Spec D taillights. There's like a black one and black and like silver one, and then there's just a one that is red, like the normal taillights, just makes it look better. I would go with the red ones actually. I know a lot of Hyundai Genesis Coupe owners like the black ones. I would actually just choose the red. I like the red ones better. Next up would be if the one that we buy doesn't have a stock spoiler on it, I would put the stock spoiler on it for around $200. You could find one for around 200 bucks. And yeah, I know it's like a lot of Genesis Coupe owners either take the spoiler off or they put like a duckbill on the back of it or even a big wing. I actually just like the original track spec spoiler that the Genesis Coupe comes with, so I would just put the original one back on there if it didn't have it. Obviously, if it did have it on there, you wouldn't have to buy this because it would already be on. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. Next up would be the Spoiler King roof spoiler for $190. The roof spoilers, I think are just nice, man. Most cars are pretty good. There are definitely some cars out there where I would not put a roof spoiler on it, but most cars, like my Integra, for example, I don't think roof spoilers look good on Integras. But most cars, they look really nice, and for 190 bucks, it's just really, really good looking. And next up would be the carbon fiber roof wrap for around $100. It really depends on what you're doing when it comes to the carbon fiber wrapping the roof carbon fiber. A lot of people like to do this in modern cars, and I'm right there with them. I think it looks nice. And so you could buy the material for $100, but if you're going to do it yourself, just expect it to not come out the best and maybe start peeling pretty quick. But if you do bring it to professional, it's going to be obviously a little bit more money. But it does look good. And so yeah, carbon fiber roof wrap for $100. And finally, for the exterior mods would of course be the window tints for around $500. Now, this is the only one of on my entire list where I say I highly recommend bringing it to a professional and having them do it instead, just because I've seen so many times people say that they could do window tints themselves. How hard could it be? And then it just peels and it bubbles and it looks horrible. Whereas if you just brought it to a professional and they did it for $500, it would last you forever pretty much. And so I would highly recommend just bringing it to a professional that knows what they're doing. And for $500, I mean, it's a must-have mod. Obviously, nobody wants to be driving around in a fishbowl. Which, by the way, all those mods give us a grand total for the exterior of $2,230. Not that bad. Not that bad. Especially if first of all, if you don't have to buy the stock spoiler, then that's a $200 savings right there. And if for some reason you like the original headlights and taillights on the Genesis Coupe and you don't want to change those, that's another like $600 saved. So there's definitely some money that you could be saved there. But for $2,200, I mean, that's pretty much nothing. And now you have a really beautiful looking Genesis Coupe in my opinion. But now let's get into the interior mods. Interior after the exterior mods. These are obviously your Genesis Coupe is looking good now. But does it feel good? Do you like sitting in the car? Do you feel comfortable, and does it feel cool when you're actually sitting in the car? Not yet, but let's get into the interior mods. First off would be a carbon fiber steering wheel for around $550. This is a steering wheel that allows you to keep the airbag. It is not a quick release steering wheel that there's no airbag. No, this allows you to have the airbag still in it. It just makes the steering wheel a whole lot more aggressive and has all the carbon fiber trim on it and everything like that. I think for a Genesis Coupe, 100% you should be doing something like this personally, because they're sports cars and I like them a lot. For $550, it's obviously a little expensive, but it's worth it. Don't cheap out on your steering wheels. They pretty much save your lives. Next up would be the red floor mats for around $180. They're floor mats and they're red. Now these are like high quality looking floor mats. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the pictures of them, they look really, really nice. You could find red floor mats for cheaper than $180. Don't get me wrong, but these ones look really good. And yeah, red floor mats I think just look good in most sports cars. Next up would be the Icon Motorsports red racing seats for around $340. Again, same thing. Genesis Coupes, there are certain cars where I wouldn't change the seats out for like more like racy style bucket seats or whatever you want to call them. But not a Genesis Coupe. Genesis Coupes are sports cars, you know, so I would 100% try and get some nicer fitting seats. And for $340, for the pair of them, by the way, that's really, really cheap. And since they're going to be red, they've matched the floor mats. I think it would look nice and aggressive, make the car look overall better, while also not being too uncomfortable. There's a lot of racing seats that are too uncomfortable. They're like full-blown track spec seats where they're like literally gripping you, and these aren't that. These are a good mixture of the two. Next up would be the Mishimoto shift knob for $50. I've said it on every one of these how to build videos, and I'll say it again on this one. Mishimoto shift knobs, not sponsored, are my favorite shift knobs. I just like how simple they are while also being just very nice. The only, I guess, downside to them is they are like metal, and so in the summertime, sometimes my black one that I have in my Integra can get piping hot, and I like try grabbing it to shift, and it just burns my hand, scalds my hand alive. That's the only downside to it, though. Next up would be the Starry headliner for around $230. And some people say it's tacky. Some people don't like the Starry headliner. I do and don't at the same time. I think on some cars it looks really, really good, and then on other cars it's just kind of like pointless. This is a car where I would 100% put it in there. The Starry headliner is a thing where I wouldn't put it in like a 350Z though, for example, or like a S13, like a full-blown like sports car, I wouldn't probably put it in that, but a good mixture, like a good street car, yeah, I think it looks nice. It makes it just all in all more vibey, I guess you could say. And finally, for the interior mods, the final interior mod would just be a nice little red shift boot for around 20 bucks. I mean, you can find these for dirt cheap. You get like a bride one for like a little bit more, and those are kind of cool too. But yeah, just a shift boot change up from the black, kind of make it match with the seats and the floor mats. I think it would just look nice. Not that many interior mods for the Genesis Coupe, because it is a more modern car, and a lot of modern cars, I don't really feel like there is a lot of interior mods you can really do to them. And so yeah, that's all there is for the interior, which gives us grand total for the interior of $1,370. Very cheap, very affordable. And if for some reason you don't want the red racing seats, you just want to keep the stock seats, it's pretty much only $1,000 for all these interior mods combined, which is really not that bad, honestly, man. And then now you got a good looking car on the outside, and you feel cool while driving it on the inside. It feels like a little bit of a more sporty on the inside. That's not bad. But now let's get into the performance mods. This is usually where the most of the money on these how to build videos goes on these videos, because obviously on performance mods are A, just more expensive naturally, and B, you kind of don't really want to cheap out too much when it comes to performance mods, since they are the heart of the car, obviously. And so if they break, well, now you can't drive it. Like if an interior mod breaks, or if an exterior mod breaks, it's fine, it doesn't really matter. You just take the front lip off if it cracks. You know, you take the only ones that I guess matter are the taillights, and those are expensive. But performance mods, they break, it's obviously a problem. First off, for the performance mods would be Raceland coilovers for around $550. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying Raceland coilovers are like the highest quality coilovers out there, but they're a good middle ground. They're not like max speeding rods, dirt cheap budget coilovers, but they're also not BC Racing $1,200 coilovers. They're a good little middle ground there. They're average, and I would get them for the Genesis Coupe. They make it, obviously, making the car lower would, in my opinion, be nice. Next up, since we are getting the 2.0 turbo, we would get the upgraded intercooler kit for around $520. Now, this is a whole kit, by the way, so it gives you all the piping and everything like that as well. Now, this is worth mentioning that if you have the 3.8 liter right now, this is where I would probably recommend you to not do the turbo. I know it's like you might be like, oh, well, okay, upgraded intercooler kit, well, I don't have to buy that, so instead I'll buy a turbo. I wouldn't recommend that. I've heard a lot of horror stories about turboing the 3.8 liter. It becomes kind of a ticking time bomb once you do that, so just be careful. Nonetheless, yeah, upgrading the intercooler on the 2.0 turbo would just give it a little bit more horsepower, obviously, and just make it a little bit better. For $520, you can't complain. Next up will be the AEM cold air intake for around $300. Again, same thing, pretty much. Just gives you an extra little horsepower boost, and also does give you that added little noise. It's not much, but that you gotta love it. Yeah, gotta love it with cold air intakes. And next up, another performance mod would be the Spec D catback exhaust for $280. For $280, that is not, for a whole catback exhaust, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, with an exhaust, you get better performance. It gives you a little bit of a horsepower jump, but also the main thing, the number one thing that people buy exhausts for in the big 2.6 is it sounds better. You get to hear your car now. So now it's not only is it a little bit faster, it restricts or opens up the airflow a little bit, but also allows you to feel kind of cool when you're driving it around. It's not making those little nice little noises. You gotta love it. But obviously, with all that stuff, with the cold air intake, the catback exhaust, the upgraded intercooler, you are going to want to tune the car after that to get the most amount of performance out of all those mods. So we would also buy an Alpha Speed tune for around $500. I cannot tell you whether or not Alpha Speed is like a good company. I don't know anything about them. It's my first time ever hearing about them. But apparently they are really good at tuning Hyundais, and so I would recommend the Alpha Speed tune for around $500, because then you get all that. Actually is the horsepower gain right there, as crazy as it is to say. And then finally, for the performance mods would be obviously wheels and tires. It's low now, it's pretty quick now, it looks good, the interior is nice. Now you just got to get that fitment right. In my opinion, I would go with Adhan AFF7s in silvers, or AFF7s in silver, Jesus, for around $1,200 for a set of 4 of them. They're around $300 each. I think Adhan is a great company. I know people are like, oh, they're a rep company. They are a rep company. That is worth mentioning. But I've had Adhans on my 350Z and on my Integra, and I loved them on both those cars. I think they're just really good. They've never given me any troubles whatsoever. They never cracked or bent or any of that crap whatsoever. Now, I don't drive them like freaking hard as hell, but I do donuts in them and, have fun with them, and they've been perfectly fine. So I would recommend these. I think the AFF7s would look good on the Genesis Coupe, and then obviously you would also need to get tires with that. Since we're not going for a track build, we wouldn't be spending a ton of money on tires. So I think $1,000 for a set of 4 tires is a good expectation. So I would say $1,000 for a set of 4, which by the way gives us a grand total for the performance mods, my bad, of $4,350. Easily the most expensive out of the 3, which is kind of how it usually is on the How to Build series. But again, that's kind of a good thing. You don't really want to cheap out on performance mods, and to be honest, most of these mods are still pretty cheap in the performance category. Like, you can find a catback exhaust for $1,200. You can find coilovers for $1,500. These are still some cheaper mods for performance mods, 100%. Which, by the way, that gives us a grand total of the entire car of $5,000 to pay for the car, obviously, in the first place, $2,230 for all the exterior mods, $1,370 for all the interior mods, and $4,350 for all of the performance mods, which gives us a grand total of $12,950 for, in my opinion, the perfect Hyundai Genesis Coupe BK1 2.0 turbo build. Again, it is worth mentioning, if you're going to get a BK2, expect to spend a little bit more money first on the price of the car up front, because obviously BK2s are a little bit more expensive, so maybe add an extra $2,000 onto the cost of the car, from $5,000 to $7,000. And the performance, in terms of the front end modifications, they're going to be around the same in terms of price, but if you have a 3.8 liter instead of the 2.0, it might be a little bit different when it comes to all the performance mods as well, because you might not be you're not going to be buying an upgraded intercooler kit because it's not turboed, obviously, and you might be spending that money somewhere else, or you might be buying a turbo for it if that's what you decide to do. That part is obviously a little bit questionable if you do have a BK2. It's going to be a little bit more expensive is what I'm trying to say, because BK2 is a little bit more expensive to mod, same with the 3.8 liter V6, all right? But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on how to build the perfect Hyundai Genesis Coupe BK1. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what videos I'd see in the comment section down below. Let me know what other did I not just say let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comment section? I think I did. And I'm trying to say it again. I'm a big fool. I'm a big imbecile. I apologize for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what other videos I see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for all my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels when you have that great mumbo jumbo. And thank you guys so much for watching. We are back and baby on this channel. Y'all already know how we've been recently on the channel. We kind of made like a little bit of a return to this channel because I hadn't uploaded on this channel frequently for like 2 months because I was just kind of burnt out, plain and simple. That's all there is to it. You know, I was just a little bit burnt out on the channel. And recently we've been uploading every single day again, except for on Saturdays. We do take Saturdays off. I gotta take at least one day off. But we upload every single day again, and every other day we do a how to build video, which is obviously today, and then the other days we do a cheap car, budget car, top 10, you know what I mean? Which you guys like on the channel, what I'm known for on the Mark Roden channel. And I've been loving it so far, and I think you guys have as well, so we're gonna keep doing it this way. Let me know what other cars you'd like to see me do on the How to Build series. We 100% go off of recommendations on the series. All we do is recommendations. The next video is going to be on the second generation Lexus IS, so the IS 250s, IS 350s, even I guess ISFs if you have an ISF. But that generation of the Lexus IS is going to be next because somebody recommended it. I did see a recommendation for the Infiniti Q50, so maybe we'll do that soon. Someone wanted to see the 4th Gen TL on the 3rd Gen TL video. Maybe we'll do that eventually. But yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking in terms of how to build videos you'd like to see me do in the comment section down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, I gotta put my cup down real quick. Hold on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.